Do you guys like my shirt? It's a horse shirt, and they're riding into the sunset. Look at that, so majestic. I got this from the thrift store for like $1, and it's so awesome and pretty, and I love horsies. Even though I got kicked by a horse once. But let's not talk about that.
Hey guys, it's Natalie, and today's video is going to be an extension of my week of Leopard Gecko videos. And like I said before, I love these guys so much, so I wanted to do a whole week of videos just dedicated to them, and I just really hope you guys enjoy it. As I mentioned in my care video, I was going to do a separate video for facts and a separate video for a Leopard Gecko setup, because if I included both of them in my Leopard Gecko care video, it would have been like an hour long. So I did 2 separate videos, and I already have my setup one up on the channel, and I also have my care guide up on the channel, so if you haven't checked that out yet, go check that out. And today's video is the fact video. I thought I would turn this fact video into its own video series, and I'm going to be calling it Fact Frenzy. So if you guys are like me and you're total dorks and you just love facts and like telling them to people for no reason at all, like literally I was that kid in middle school, high school, every stage of my life. I was like,
Hi, what do you want, loser? Did you know that hippo milk is pink? No, I didn't. Now you know!
So if you're like me and you just love facts and you love learning them and telling them to people, then this video is going to be right for you. Leopard geckos are a commonly kept reptile, so you may or may not know these facts, but if you don't, keep watching. If you do, keep watching. Maybe you learned something, who knows? In my Leopard Gecko care video, I gave you guys some facts, but there weren't a lot. I just gave you guys the basic ones because I didn't want the video to be very long, so I'm going to be giving you the more complex and cool facts about leopard geckos. The scientific name of the leopard gecko is Eublepharis macularius. Baby leopard geckos start about at a size of 3 to 4 inches in length. Adult male leopard geckos can reach 8 to 10 inches in size, and females will get a little bit smaller at 6 to 8 inches. Although they are a small lizard, leopard geckos can live for 15 to 20 years in captivity. Probably a little shorter in the wild as they have natural predators and they don't in captivity, but these guys can live pretty long, and I think that's awesome. Your leopard gecko just might outlive your cat, you never know. Now, leopard geckos aren't like most geckos for 2 reasons. One of those reasons being that they don't have sticky pads for feet. Usually when you think of geckos, you think of geckos that can climb the wall. Leopard geckos can't do that. They're non-arboreal, which means they don't go up in trees, they don't climb, they're completely ground dwelling. And instead of sticky pads, they have claws so they can hang on to the rocks and the dirt that they climb through in their natural environment. Another reason leopard geckos aren't like most geckos is because they have eyelids. Lots of geckos don't have eyelids and they have to lick their eyes to keep them hydrated, but leopard geckos can open and shut their eyes. A lot of people think that leopard geckos are from the desert, but they're not. They're from the rocky, dry grasslands of Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and Iran. There's a little bit of a debate whether or not leopard geckos are nocturnal or crepuscular, and nocturnal meaning that they are asleep during the day and awake at night, and crepuscular meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk and asleep for the rest of the time. Generally, I've seen leopard geckos to be nocturnal, but some people's may be crepuscular. Sometimes your leopard gecko in captivity can adapt its schedule to yours, so it'll be awake when you're there and asleep when you're not. It really depends on your light cycles and your gecko and things like that. In the wild, to get away from the sun during the day, the leopard geckos will go under hot rocks, absorb the heat while they're sleeping throughout the day, and then use that heat and that metabolism and energy to go out at night to hunt for food. A funny thing about leopard geckos is that they usually won't accept dead prey, so if you tried to feed your leopard gecko freeze-dried crickets or something like that, they might not take it because they really need to see that their food is moving and alive in order to want to eat it. Leopard geckos store fat and nutrients in their tail, so a fat tail is a sign of a healthy leopard gecko. When and if leopard geckos go into brumation, which is essentially hibernation for leopard geckos during the winter, they can access that stored fat and nutrition and use it to eat while they are sleeping during their hibernation or brumation. Now let's talk about sexual dimorphism, or the way that you can tell if an animal is a boy or a girl. You can tell a leopard gecko is a male if it has a hemipene bulge right above the tail, and right above the hemipene bulge they will have a V-shaped collection of anal pores. Right now I'm going to show you a picture of my leopard gecko Charlie, and you can see his hemipene bulge and his anal pores. As you can see, he has a hemipene bulge that is clear to see, and it's not very clear in the photo, but he does have anal pores, which means he is definitely a boy. And now, I don't own any female leopard geckos, but I will show you what the underside of a female looks like. As you can see, the female is pretty much smooth near her tail. She doesn't have any pores or bulges or anything like that. Because of how much leopard geckos are bred in the reptile community, there is so many amazing colors of leopard geckos, like oranges, yellows, lavenders, blacks, whites. It's amazing. Leopard geckos can range from a variety of prices, going from $30 all the way to $5,000. It honestly depends on the morph of your gecko, how rare it is, and things like that. But even with all those amazing morphs out there, even the normal wild type leopard gecko is amazing to look at. And I'll insert a picture right here so you can just see how beautiful the normals are. Leopard geckos shed about once or twice a month depending on your humidity, and they do a really cool thing with their shed. Right after it comes off their body, they eat it. Nobody really knows why leopard geckos eat their shed, but a lot of people think it's because they put the nutrients back into their body, and that makes sense. Another really cool thing about leopard geckos is that in the wild, when they are captured by predators, they will drop off their tail and use it as a distraction for them to get away. And when this happens, the predator is sitting there like,
"What happened to the gecko? All I see is his tail sitting here. What the heck?"
In captivity, leopard geckos will break off their tail if they are extremely agitated or irritated, or if you pick them up by their tail, which you should never do. Leopard geckos have about 100 teeth in their mouth, although their bite doesn't really hurt very much to humans. In general, leopard geckos don't tend to bite, and if they are extremely agitated, they will either death roll, which is roll vigorously to get out of whatever situation they're in, or they will break off their tail like I mentioned before. So like I said, leopard geckos have about 100 teeth, and they can replace all of those teeth in about 3 to 4 months. Leopard geckos are an animal that are capable of TSD, or temperature-dependent sex determination, which basically means if their eggs are kept at a certain temperature when they're being incubated, they will turn out to be different genders. For example, if the eggs are incubated at 79 to 84 degrees, they will be more likely to be female. If the eggs are incubated at an even higher temperature of 88 to 91 degrees, that means that they are more likely to be male. Another thing about leopard geckos is that even if you don't breed your female, she will still produce eggs, and that is called ovulation. So if your female is carrying eggs and you didn't breed it, that's called ovulation, and if you did breed your female leopard gecko and is carrying eggs, then it is considered gravid. Gravid is the term used for gestation or the pregnancy period that a reptile has. Leopard geckos are overall amazing animals and amazing to care for, and if you want to know how to care for these guys, I did a whole care video and it's up on my channel, and I will link it in the description below. Thanks for watching this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below, and if you have any questions at all, leave a comment down below and I will answer to the best of my ability.
If you want to donate to support me and my animals, I will leave the link to my PayPal down below, and anything that you can donate to help these guys out would be amazing.
Have them. Where are you going?